Hey everyone, this is my first video of the new year. So, Happy New Year! And today's What If isn't MHA. Today, I'll be trying to do my first What If on a video game, and something that isn't My Hero Academia. Today we'll be doing the game Shovel Knight. So, we'll be exploring the story to my best attempt. If you haven't played Shovel Knight, don't watch this video unless you don't care about spoilers. But we'll be going off of what if Shovel Knight was taken by the Tower of Fate instead of Shield Knight. Again, since, we don't get the best story of, the most dialogue, we can only tell what kind of characters everyone is, except for Shield Knight by much. You can only know she's a determined person, but I'm gonna change it up a bit because we don't know how she'd be if it was the other way around. Since again, she's Shield Knight. She's not the offensive type. Anyways, I will, if you kind of want to understand how her attacks will go by themselves, just look up gameplay of her in Showdown. And I will also not talk about the Wandering Travelers, since I'm not going off the prequels and they won't be that important. Okay, let's begin. Long ago, the lands were oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention I'll also be doing a dialogue. Yeah. Long ago, the lands were untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. Of all heroes, none shone brighter than Shovel Knight and Shield Knight, but their travels together ended at the Tower of Fate, when the cursed amulet brought a terrible magic. When Shield Knight awoke, the tower was sealed and Shovel Knight was gone. Her spirit broken, a grieving Shield Knight went into a life of solitude. But without champions, the land was seized by a vile power. The enchanter and his order of no quarter. Now the tower is unsealed and devastation looms. A new adventure is about to begin. Shield Knight would start her adventure in the fields and get through it. Near the end, she'd encounter Black Knight. Shield Knight, is that you?
Yes, it is. I have to stop the enchanter.
No, it's too dangerous. Why would you try that?
Because it's what brave adventurers do.
I won't let you kill yourself. It is my choice, Black Knight. Now get out of my way. Shield Knight would then go past him, and her first attempt would be going to the castle for her first battle of the Order of No Quarter. She travels through the castle, taking down the knights, mice, wizards, and griffins. After her journey, she reaches King Knight. Well, it looks like a mouse snuck into... Sorry, let me redo that. Well, it looks like a mouse snuck into my castle.
It's time your reign over this castle ends, and I'll return to the true king, King Knight.
What makes you think that you, with a shield alone, can beat a king and his gloriousness?
The fact that there's no king in sight.
The truth was, Shield Knight didn't even know she could win. She was used to defensiveness and not offense, but she tried her hardest to dodge his attacks, and she threw her shield like her life depended on it. And the fake king went down. Next, she went to the Lich Yard, where she struggled less than Shovel Knight would have. Most of the enemies are offensive. Plus, she just needs, offensives, she just needs to defend against attacks. She also used her shield to float in the water when she fell. She then finally gets, because Shield Knight couldn't swim, but she has her shield, she could float on it, people use this weird things that people could pretend are shields when they, go sledding. Yeah, like that. She then finally gets the Spectre Knight.
This is no place for living mortal. You shall be summoned when it's your time, and everyone has a time, as we saw with your beloved Shovel Knight. Shut up! I won't believe the statements of a ghost. Your existence is just a deception.
Yeah, a lot of these are gonna sound the same, because I'm not that good with this kind of stuff yet.
The enchanter is just full of surprises. He granted me new life, so that I may take yours.
This fight is just as hard for Shield Knight as the fight was against King Knight. She'd be able to block against his attacks, but he also takes the advantage of her throwing her shield. She takes a lot of damage, but keeps getting up. She finally nails the last blow and wins. She then takes a night's rest, and she has a dream. Steel Knight has a dream where Shovel Knight is falling from the sky. She runs, jumps, and catches him. She then wakes up immediately, but starts to think the dream is telling her something. She then goes to town to check it out. While there, she finds Mona's minigame, uses this as a chance to use the weapon she bought from Chester. Since she isn't used to offense, she tries to learn how to use the blaze rod and the gloves. I don't remember what they're called. She starts to get the handle of it and heads out to the laboratory. She runs into issues here. The bombs. The bombs are incredibly hard to keep blocking, but she learns she just has to run through them while keeping her shield up. She gets to the scientist beast. This isn't much of a challenge for her though. She just sees away when he throws the bombs and she throws her shield. When he turns into a beast, she just has to push him back with her shield. After getting through all these problems, she eventually comes across Plague Knight.
Leave me alone.
Come out, Plague Knight. I'm not afraid of your bombs.
Oh, is that so? I've got more brain and I can see through those lies. Hee hee. Then come out and prove it. Boom. Hee hee.
Like the rest of the laboratory. Why am I still talking in the voice? Like the rest of the laboratory, this would be incredibly tough. Shield Knight would struggle a lot, the bombs flying around the floor, sinking when the bombs hit them. She'd eventually start using her flame rod from a distance, and this is a good amount of damage. But she eventually loses all her magic. But she finally started charging at Plague Knight, not caring about the bombs, and does a final charge. How's this for being afraid of bombs? She then defeats Plague Knight. She then goes to the caves. Getting around the lava is hard, and dealing with the moles and beetles showing out of nowhere is incredibly scary. She eventually finds her way to when she gets to Mole Knight. Oh, well, how did you get in here? I don't see a shovel.
I can do almost anything with my shield.
Well, let's you beat me with a shield then. This is one of Shield Knight's toughest battles yet. She's able to block most of the hits, but when he starts setting the rock waves, like the pillar rock waves, she gets smashed into the wall and takes a lot of damage. She builds up her strength and takes out the smashing gloves and breezes through the stone. She then lands a few final punches and Mole Knight is defeated. She then heads to the submarine. This stage is one of the hardest stages also, since the resistance of her shield in the water makes it hard to move. But after a long, hard journey, she gets through and makes it to Treasure Knight. Wrong thing.
Where'd you get all this money? I found it, and finders keepers. I find it hard to believe you found all this, and even then, it doesn't belong to you. Then fight me for it.
This fight, even though it'd be hard to move around, isn't as hard as you think. Shovel Knight doesn't get sent back flying from his anchor because of the water resistance. As then she has her other weapons, she uses them to get the upper hand from the distance and wins. She travels a bit farther and finds Black Knight with the Enchanter talking about him joining and him declining. Before the Enchanter leaves, Shield Knight gets one good look at him. Black Knight and Shield Knight have the same conversation as before. She goes by. She then has the same dream again that night, but there are enemies holding her back. She quickly defeats them and catches Shovel Knight before he hits the ground. Then everything goes black. She's back at when Black Knight and was talking with the Enchanter. All of a sudden, she could only see the Enchanter, but then he flashed into Shovel Knight. She wakes up in a cold sweat and realizes what the dream meant. Shovel Knight was an Enchanter. She realizes she has to hurry up and hope that she could turn him back, and heads to the icy mountains. It's very hard for her to get around in the ice and to ride those ice statue things. But luckily, she uses her shield to land on the spikes. And after the cold winds, she finally reaches Polar Knight.
Shovel Knight told me a lot about you.
Shovel Knight was weak. You are strong. You should join the Order.
I die before joining the Order.
Then death it shall be. Shield Knight has a hard time dodging the spikes, and since she has to also use her shield and dodging the spikes, and she also has to use her shield to attack, she and Polar Knight take a lot of damage. Shield Knight throws her shield as hard as she can, Polar Knight with his shovel whacks it back, but Shield Knight jumps on and off her shield, flying towards Polar Knight, and hits him with a punch, knocking him out. She then heads to the Mechanics Tower, or whatever Tinker Knight's place is. This is hard to explain since this is more just a timing kind of thing. There's nothing really special about Shovel Knight, Shovel Knight using his shovel here in a specific way. So we'll just say Shield Knight struggled with the parkour but did it. Yeah. To Tinker Knight!
Ah, did you make all that noise? I can't think straight. I have so much work to do.
Then let's not make this take long. Big words coming from a shield user. So the first phase, Tinker Knight throws a tons of wrenches, and, well, as Shield Knight tries to block and find an item she can use, she drops her mobile gear and instantly beats him. She just stares at his lying body for a second. But the floor fell, and she saw Tinker Knight in a giant robot. Luckily, she only struggles in the beginning. She finally gets up after learning how to dodge, and she does what Shovel Knight does on the enemies and just bounces on them with her weapon. Because when he does that thing where he moves forward and back and all those things come down, she could just ride the drill and put her shield up to block and then do the bounce again. Boom, she defeats Tinker Knight. One member remains, Propeller Knight. This wouldn't be as hard as Shovel Knight's attempt. She could use her shovel with video game logic as a parachute / Mary Poppins umbrella to float with the wind, so she wouldn't have to worry about the spike roof with a gust of wind. Because if she floats up into it, the shield just blocks the spikes. That easy. She then reached Propeller Knight.
Ah, my rose red friend. The sunset. She's beautiful, no? Get down here and face me, or I'll make you afraid of the sunset, you jester.
Hey, I'm a jester. I wrote this script, that's weird.
Oh, so rude! My crew, they were not hospitable. Is my ship not magnificent? I'm not here for fun. I'm here to reach the Tower of Fate. All business and no pleasure. Such a shame. Very well then, on guard!
This fight would be difficult, but not by much. All his attacks are getting close with a sword, so she could just block them and then attack. She of course has to dodge the cannonballs that break the ground, and she has to look out for the pits, but she can still fuck the bombs that fall on her with the shield. It'd just be hard with blocking the bombs and him attacking at the same time. But within time, she beats him. But before she goes to the tower, she rests one more time before her climb. She has the same dream, but even more enemies are there. She gets nailed down and sees Shovel Knight right before he hits the floor. And she screams no, but can't do anything about it. And he hits the floor. She then immediately wakes up in a cold sweat. She heads out immediately. The tower's incredibly hard to face, but she finally reaches the front gate. But standing there is Black Knight. I won't let you through.
Not again. Let me through. I need to save him.
The enchanter appears before them. Ah, Black Knight. You finally joined me. I will never... Ah! The enchanter blasts him with energy. Now dispose of Shield Knight. And he disappears. I won't let you pass. They start to fight. Shield Knight struggles with how strong Black Knight is, Black has become, but she pushes through and holds him down. Why won't you attack?
Because you're my friend.
But as your friend, I can't let you die.
I'd rather die trying to save him than live to not try.
Black Knight's dark aura then stops and he faints. Shield Knight then goes through the castle and reaches the Order's Feast room. We're going to skip this and just say she saved them at the end. It also got really hurt because nothing really happens besides that. Because again, it's the same fights. She then goes to the enchanter. You defeated my order. I have to compliment your strength.
Shovel Knight, snap out of it. Let's forget this and go home.
Your Shovel Knight isn't here. Now prepare to die. This is an incredibly hard fight, and Shield Knight starts to take a lot of damage. She's able to deal most of the damage when is struck and knocked out. She wakes up in a white room where Shovel Knight stands. Wake up. You have to fight. I can't. Your power in the enchanter is too strong. I'm not You are strong enough. We're able to fight with only a shield. You were able to learn other weapons and incorporate your shield into it. You aren't weak. Now wake up and fight. Shield Knight then wakes up and sees an attack that's about to hit. But she quickly dodges and throws her shield as hard as she can. The enchanter then starts to explode and turns back into Shovel Knight. He falls. Shield Knight draws her shield, runs, and captures him perfectly. You did it. I guess I did, but it's not over. The power left from the amulet still remains, so they have their final fight and destroy it. They thankfully both escape the tower before it falls, and they live happily ever after. Well, what do you think? Did you like it? Did you think it was horrible? Did you think it's a poopy word I'm not allowed to say on the internet now because of certain people? Should I try to make more what is for video games, or should I just stick to anime? Comment below. Anyways, that's all my ghouls and fools. Your jester, your foolish jester, is out.